Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're talking about pages, profiles, and groups. This is probably the most common questions that I get anytime I start talking about Facebook, Facebook marketing, online challenges, anything related to Facebook. That is the most popular question. So, I did a training a little bit earlier this week, and we were talking about some of the don'ts on Facebook, some of the unspoken etiquette on Facebook. If you missed it, you can always watch it. It's on my page. And one of the questions that came up, of course, was pages, profiles, and groups. And what's the difference and which ones do you need to use? So this is the special training specifically to talk about what are the differences and similarities between pages, profiles, and groups. Which ones do you need to use for your business? And specifically, which ones, where do you need to post in order to be most visible? Because the conversation this week and next week is all about visibility. So if you're watching me live right now, say hi. Let me know that you're watching. If you're watching this as a replay, please post, put a hashtag replay, and then I'll know that you watched it as a replay. So let me make sure we are watching here right now. And as I promised, we are going to be giving away, sorry, I have a couple of screens here, so I'm looking up. Um, I'm going to be giving a giveaway. So if we get to 60 people watching this at the same time right now with about 20, I will be giving away a prize. So the prize will be this super cool little mini tripod. So you can do your own Facebook Live, so you can record yourself, so you can do Zoom calls, anything you want. It's super, super handy. And one lucky winner will win it. So here's how you qualify. Anytime you hear anything that sounds interesting, that sounds like, ooh, aha moment, or ooh, something just shifted, or I learned something new, put hashtag takeaway and put your takeaway in there. And then after, when we're done, I'm going to just scroll through, randomly scroll, and pick one person to win this tripod. That's all we need to do. And so if you need to let other people know that we have this going on, if you would like to share with your friends that this is happening, you can share or basically invite other people to watch this so we have more people watching. Our numbers are rising. We're already at 30 people. So if we can get to 60, we will be doing that. So takeaway. Um, do you have to use your phone for live right now? I'm using my laptop because my computer is like so dead. It's so dying. We're about to replace it. So I think it doesn't want to connect my camera. So I'm sitting on my laptop, and my big screen is behind right in front of me behind this laptop. So, but no, you can do it from anywhere you want. So let's kind of, without any further ado, let's talk about, again, the pages, profiles, and groups. That's the topic, and specifically how, if you want to be more visible, where you should be posting. Because which one you need for business, it's a little bit different question than which one gets you the most visibility. So I want to make sure we're clear on those two distinctions. And the reason we're talking about visibility all this week is because I have my Visibility Kickstarter Challenge starting next week. So I'm going to share with you this link. So if you have not signed up for our Visibility Kickstarter Challenge, it's not too late. You can join us right now. We're starting on Monday, June 1st, and we're going to spend an entire 5 days talking more about what to post, how to start the conversations, how to create an engagement in order to get you more visibility. And this is sort of like a bonus call for people who are participating in the Visibility Kickstarter Challenge or just interested in knowing more about Facebook marketing. And let me see if I can post it here as well. Ooh, let's see. I don't know if I can post it here. Okay, I'm gonna experiment. If somebody has the, oh, there we go. Okay, so this is a really weird setup, but anyway, so the link is on the page that's scrolling on the bottom right now, and you can also find the link because I just posted it in the comments as well. So hopefully it will, I'm gonna hide this so it's not in our way. And the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, the personal profile. So we're talking about Facebook personal profiles and how to use them for business. So if your Facebook profile is your starting point on Facebook. Everybody has one. This is how you start your account on Facebook. And there's a lot of sort of controversy around, should it be private? Should I keep all of my business contacts off of my profile? Or like there's a limit of 5,000 people. So how do you use it? And can you use it commercially? Can you use it for your business? So let's have a quick overview of that. So first of all, uh, I'm just looking at the comments, and Corey says my computer won't let me. Yeah, yeah, you should be able to do your Facebook Lives on your phone or on your computer on any mobile device. And just my computer is having issues this week, of course, because we're doing a lot of stuff on Facebook. So your profile, first of all, everybody has one. Second, if you decided to do business, you definitely don't want to say my profile is only for my friends, because most people will want to connect with you through your personal profile. That's kind of the first touch point. And if you are not accepting friend requests, you're basically killing a lot of business. My recommendation is keep it sort of like business casual, so you still have a lot about you, because your profile has to be representing you as a three-dimensional person. Your profile is your thoughts, your likes, your hobbies, things you're doing, things you're thinking, things that you do in your everyday life. And of course, if you're an entrepreneur, you will be talking about your business as well, because it is part of who you are, part of you, who you are as a human being. But make sure that anything you post about your business is only a percentage of overall posts. So maybe keep it, again, 80-20 is always a really good rule. So if 80% is different other things that you're posting, maybe it's something funny, maybe it's something about your family, maybe it's something you are proud of, maybe it's something that got you interested today. What are some of your thoughts? What are you reading? What are you eating? So it needs to have like this really neat mix mismatch of who you are as a three-dimensional person, like the 360 view of you. And of course, if you need to talk about your business, you can. However, you cannot use your personal profile only for business. That's what gets you shut down. That's what's against the rules and regulations. And the biggest limitation on your personal profile is that you have 5,000 people limit. And when I first started on Facebook, it felt like, when will I ever have 5,000 Facebook friends? And I've been at this limit for probably the last 5 or 6 years. So I kind of keep a cushion for my private clients or for new people that I'm connecting with, but I have not accepted friend requests in a few years. So what do you recommend for business items to post? Good question, Dee. This is exactly what we're going to be talking about next week in the Visibility Kickstarter. So we're not today talking about what to post. We're going to be talking about how do you position yourself? How do you engage? How do you promote yourself without being promotional? All of that is the part of the Visibility Kickstarter. So if you have those questions, that's perfect, because that's going to be our topic for the whole entire next week. So today we're just talking about the distinction between them, because pages, profiles, and groups, on one hand, they have so many similarities. People always ask, do I need to have all three? Or do I post exactly the same thing there? So no, the answer is definitely not. So your profile should be representing you as the person. Your pages, I keep forgetting where my stuff is. Where's my agenda? Your Facebook page, on the other hand, and it's known as a fan page, it's been known as a business page, but it's basically a page, should be representing your business. So if you want a place where you can freely talk about your offers, about your invitation, about your expertise, about your knowledge, about your hours, about who you are, and all of your awards and books and anything else that's happening in your business, that is where it should be going. That should be the initial starting point for a majority of the stuff that's related to your business. And your Facebook page is basically like a mini website. It represents you, your business, your offers, and anything that people need to know you before they can say yes to you, before they make the offers. So let's see. Do you kind of classify your connections? Oh, good questions. Okay, so let me see if I can get to that in a second. So let me tell you about the page. So the page, the disadvantages of the page is it's really hard to have conversation. Your page is kind of like your soapbox. You get on that soapbox and you talk about yourself, and it's designed to basically showcase you, your expertise, your value, and your different offers and services, which means it's not a really good place for two-way conversations. The good thing about having a page is, number one, everything you post on your page is public, which means it's visible. If you want the most visibility, this is where it should be going. It's also searched by Google, by Bing, by all of the other search engines. They actually send their crawlers through Facebook pages. So when you post stuff like that, or something related to your business, it could be found in a Google search. So it's really great if you want more visibility. It's also the only place where you can do messenger bots. It's also the only place where you can do promotions. So if as your business is growing, as you're adding more pieces and bells and whistles to your business, you definitely want to have a page. However, the visibility of the posts on your page are, like, out of all of the places on Facebook, it's the worst. because Facebook been really kind of squashing the visibility and reach of Facebook pages for the last 4 or 5 years. So less than 5% of people who liked your page actually get to see your posts. So it's kind of like this, on one hand, this is the main place where everything is visible on Facebook. On the other hand, it's probably the worst place to put on Facebook. So we'll talk in just a little bit, how do you balance it and how do you choose where you post. So I'm going to, so make sure to post the takeaways and make sure you put the hashtag. I did not type it in. Oh, I can do this right now. I'm gonna type this in, takeaway. So post your takeaways, takeaway, like this, and then whatever your takeaway was. And if we get to, how many people do we have right now watching? We have 50. So 10 more people, and we're gonna do a raffle for the tripod, this little awesome mini tripod for your cell phone, for your mobile device. So you can record yourself, you can record videos, you can do Facebook Lives, and life is gonna be awesome because we're just gonna mail it to you, one lucky winner. So let's see if we have questions. So if I've missed your question, let me see if I can scroll down. So on the personal profile, do you kind of classify your connections? I don't. I kind of assume that anybody who sends me a friend request, at least at the very beginning, I would give them a benefit of the doubt that they want to connect with me, not because they want to date me or not because they want to sell something to me, but because they want to have a connection. They want to be connected to me as a human being. And I assume that anybody who sends me a friend request could be my potential client or potential JV partner or potential connection. Maybe, so if you approach it that way versus like, how do I turn everyone off, instead, like, what, I don't know what the potential of this new connection will be, then basically it's not about classifying it. So everything that I post on my personal profile is public. So you have those settings that only friends and family can see or the whole world can see. I only post things on my profile that I'm okay with the whole world to see, because I want everybody to know what I do. And I use the Facebook as a tool, not as a necessarily a place for me to create connections with my family. Does that make sense? I use Facebook for business. So from the very beginning, I made a decision that the only stuff I'm going to be posting is stuff that I'm okay with my clients to know, I'm okay with strangers to know, and I'm okay with people who might be my next perfect connection to know. So I keep it, like I said, business casual. So I definitely do post personal stuff, but it's not about drama. It's not about like really huge opinions or me crying on Facebook or being all dramatic. It's all about like, look, I'm traveling here, or look, I'm doing this thing, or look, here we hanging out in the backyard with the family. So it's a mixture that represents me, but nothing that I would not want the whole world to know. So that's how I approach my personal profile. And Dee says, your page is a soapbox. Understood. Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, pages has visibility pros and cons. Corey. Charlotte says, page is your mini website. Okay, perfect. Good. Amber says, takeaway, less visibility on the page. I wish that I could run ads for my group rather than page. That might be coming. Facebook alluded to that about a year ago when they were saying like, how are they going to develop it? Like we don't know what's going to happen with Facebook. Sometimes they promise things and like 3 years later, it's still not there. Sometimes they say something's coming and it's coming next weekend. So it's kind of unpredictable, but they've been talking for a while now about being able to, first of all, use your group members as the audience for your ads, which would be super amazing if you've been nurturing and growing your Facebook groups. And number two, there might be soon options for running ads in the Facebook group. Right now, it's sort of like a sacred space being in the group. So it's one place where you don't get ads. However, it might be coming because, again, Facebook, we allow to use this platform for free, so they need to monetize it somehow. So hopefully it's coming because I think that would be a really good decision. Yes, and messenger bots are only available on the page only. By the way, if you've signed up for my Visibility Kickstarter challenge, let me know. Like put in the chat and say, I've signed up for the Visibility Kickstarter. Yay. When you sign up, you're going to be invited to join our bot so you can see how the bots work and how we use it in conjunction with the challenge, in conjunction with the page. So you have to have a page in order to run Facebook bots. All right, so let's see. Ooh, Colin asking about the boosting the post. Let's talk about this when we get to talk about like when do you get more visibility. So I like that question. So keep it, and I'll try to come back to it when I post it. So yeah, that's another. We can do a whole entire Facebook Live on To Boost or Not to Boost. So I'll give you maybe like a 5-second version of that. And we have people saying, yes, I signed up, so excited. I'm so excited. Perfect. Okay, so let's go to the last piece. So we just talked a little bit about the profile. We talked about the pages. Now let's talk about the group. And the biggest distinction is between the pages and the group, because I think everybody understands the profile. It's supposed to represent you as a human being, and you should not be doing too much business from that. You can, and like if you watch my Facebook profile over the next couple of weeks, because I am running this challenge, because we have some other promotions coming up, free trainings and some offers and invitations. This is probably going to be the most kind of intensive in terms of business posts, and I'm going to be posting them everywhere, in my group, on my page, and on my profile. However, normally if you scroll back to when we're not having a promotional month, then it's just going to be like, hi, here's this funny thing, or here I'm hanging out with someone. So it's a lot more casual. So it's okay to do little bursts here and there, as long as it's the only stuff you're posting. Now let's talk about the groups. So groups, when you're thinking about the groups, they kind of fall into 3 different categories. The way I categorize the groups and how I approach them, and different ways you post in them and different ways you act in them. So one is groups that do not belong to you. So groups that are created by other people. So you kind of have to, anytime you're doing any kind of marketing, if you want to do any kind of visibility types of posts, you kind of have to be on your, like, walking around on tiptoes, because it's not your space. It's not your people. It's not your tribe. You have not gathered them. So you should not be coming up to other people's groups with the intention of like, ooh, I'm going to get me some clients from here. It should be a lot more value driven. It should be a lot more conversation driven. And there should be a lot more about relationship building versus just posting a post and say, ooh, I see a lot of my ideal clients gathered in this group. Why don't you all join my group? That's like a really, really bad behavior. So one type of groups is groups that are created by other people, and you're just a guest there. The other part of groups is groups that you have created for your paid programs. So if somebody bought a program and you have a Facebook group corresponding to that, that's a very different story, because that is people paid you money. This is a great way to provide them a forum and maybe a little bit more access to you, maybe access to each other. So we're not going to talk about that, because that's just part of doing your business. And people already paid you. So we're not necessarily looking to grow, or we're not looking to be visible there, because you already have a relationship with everybody in those groups. So the third piece of the groups is your community group. So those are free groups. Those are usually we create them as public or private. I recommend private. And that's where you're growing your community. So my community is called Business Owners Who Think Big. I think a lot of you are already part of it. Let me know if you're part of that group. So there's over 27,000 members in that group. So this is my ever-growing community. So when I'm looking at how I'm using my communities and how I'm using other people's communities and how I'm using my pages and profiles, there's a lot of a lot of considerations into what exactly am I trying to do. And the biggest difference that most people miss out on is the difference between your page and your community. So let's talk about this. So the difference between your page, remember how I said already that page should represent you, should represent your business. You should be talking about your expertise. Basically, your page is like you, or me, my business, my offers, my invitations. So everything starts with me. And that's why people don't talk about it, because we're not interested in necessarily talking about you all the time. We're interested in talking about ourselves. So when you're looking at your community should not be about you. Your community, your Facebook group that you designated as my free ever-growing community, should be about your ideal clients. So think of it. And this will help you enormously when you're debating, should I post it on my page or should I post it on my group? Or people say, if I already have a page, do I need a group? Or if I already have a group, do I need a page? And the answer is absolutely yes, because they serve completely different purposes. So your page is to showcase you, your expertise, and your offers. Your group is to gather your followers, gather your ideal clients in one place and have conversations that they want to have. Because if you're only having conversations that you want to have, you're going to be the only one still talking. So you need to create your group around ideas, around thoughts, around questions, around engagement that your ideal clients want to have. So if you wanted to have like one takeaway from here, is your page is about you, your Facebook group is about them, your ideal clients. So let me look at the chat and see if people, if we have any takeaways from here or any questions around that. So that's a really, 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 really big distinction between how you post, what to post, and what kind of conversations you have. So page is you, me, myself, and I, and your group is mostly about them and the conversations they want to have. Okay, so Colin says, great distinction, thank you, perfect. And page represents business, me. My offers community should not be about you, should be about your ideal clients and conversations that they want to have. And that's why, like, when you're naming your page, the name of your page should be the name of your business. So my business called Business Success Edge. My business page, where this video is playing right now, is called Alina Vincent Business Success Edge. My Facebook community is not about me. It does not have my name in the title. It does not have my business name in the title. It's called Business Owners Who Think Big. So it implies community, it implies gathering, it implies group. So people will be joining not because they know me or they want to know me better or they want to find out more. They want to join because they want to be surrounded by people like that. So your description and your group name should represent a place where people could say, "Ooh, I belong here. I want to be a part of this." So that's a big, big, big distinction. Okay. Um, and Charlotte says, yes, group is about them and the conversations they want to have. Perfect. Love that. Now let's get to like the fun part, right? Like how do we actually, where do we post and how do we talk about the visibility? Because that's what I promised you. Where do you need to post? And the answer to this question is different from other questions. So if you're asking me, where should I post for my post to be visible, for me to have a bigger reach, is different than where do I post to get clients, and it's also different from where do I post to get the most engagement. And the answer to those questions will be very different. So what we're addressing right now is where do you post to get the most visibility? So let's look at all of them. So number one, if you have all three, so let's assume you have all three, and you have a post that you want to be visible immediately and by the most people, you should probably post it on your personal profile, because that's where more of the people who've engaged with you, connected with you over the last couple of weeks, couple of months, are going to see it, and they're going to see it right away. Out of all three. However, the limitation of that is only up to 5,000 people will see it. Of course, 5,000 people will never see it because not everybody's on Facebook at the same time, and we all have our news feeds, and the news feed is dependent on how many other people we like, how many other people we're friends with, how many groups we're in. But this is where you have the most potential of people seeing, people you're most connected with, seeing it right away. But again, it's limited by how many people, because you only have 5,000 people who liked you, who friends with you. And then after you reach your 5,000 people limit, people can follow you, but that's like, it diminishes in terms of how many of those posts Facebook will show to you. So that's number one. Number two, what if you post it on your page? So posting it on your page will probably, you'll have the least visibility if all you do is post on your page, because the reach of Facebook pages is really, really, really low. However, you have tools to help you to reach more visibility. And okay, normally I only teach organic stuff, like how to do organic marketing, organic content, organic relationship building. But since we had several questions about boosting, so let me talk about the boost. So boost, you should not, here's my like 5-minute primer on to boost or not to boost. You should never boost a post as soon as you post it. Let me repeat that again. So you should not use the boost button like 5 minutes after you boost. So boost only works if your post is already performing well. So 8 hours after you post or 24 hours after you post, if Facebook starts saying this post has generated the most engagement out of from the last 2 weeks, or if you're already seeing that this post is generating a lot of comments and a lot of engagement, then you want to go and boost it. Because if you're boosting Think about it like boost on the car, right? If your car is sitting and with the brakes on, you might apply boost, it's not going to get it very far. If the car is already going really, really, really fast, even a little bit of a boost can get it going much faster. So you only want to boost things that are already performing well. And what it does, it's going to show it to more people, or will give it another day or two of life. So that's why even boosting it for $3 or $5 is not bad. But you should not be boosting things that are like not getting any engagement, not getting any views, not getting any clicks. It won't do anything for it. You want to boost things that are already performing well and have at least like 10 hours or 24 hours of proven track record to give it more life. I hope this is making sense. Okay. Yes. So Cinnamon says, takeaway, boost only works if your post is performing well. That's the only time when you're actually going to get some ROI on your money, on your boost. Now, here's another thing. I recommend that you make your post on your page, but then don't just let it sit there. You want to share it. So if you have a business related post, then share it to your personal page. If you have a Facebook group, share it to your group. So don't repost the same thing in multiple places. You want to share it like originally posted on your business page, and then give it some life, give it some visibility by resharing. And it's the same original post, so the root will still be the same, but then you just share it in as many places as it's appropriate. Does that make sense? That's how you propagate and give more life to your post. So here's an example. The reason I'm doing this video on my page is, there's so many reasons. So let me give you like at least 3 different reasons why I'm doing this on my page versus on my group or versus on my profile. I don't want to do this on my profile because it limits how many people will see it. It limits, like it's limited to 5,000 immediate friends that I have, right? And it's kind of business related. So I want to make sure it's on my business page. Now, the question is, why didn't I not do it in my group? Because my group is also limited. Even though there's 27,000 people, it will be limited to 27,000 people. It will never go over the number of people that I have in my group. So if I want this post to be seen by millions of people, because you never know what's going to go viral, doing it on a page, now it's going to be indexed by Google. Now it's going to be showing up in the keywords and searches, and I can share this post. So what I did is I pre-scheduled this Facebook Live, and then ahead of time, I shared a link to it in my group. So now I am getting visibility from both my group members, and it's also on my page. And another thing is this will live on. This post will be searchable a week from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, and it's always going to be visible and searchable. So I can send people to it who are not part of my group. Even if they're not on Facebook, they can see this video because pages are public. So that gives a lot more longevity to your, like, I'm kind of positioning myself as an expert on Facebook, right? This is kind of my expert topic. I can talk about it for days. I don't have to even like prepare or think about it. And how do I show it to people? I can send them to this video and say, listen to this explanation between pages, profiles, and groups. Also, because I know that this is a question that comes up a lot, I can now have a link to this video that I will post in the blog, or I'll post in the emails. Like, if you have questions about this, like, just go and watch this video. So anything you do on your business page then becomes a resource. It becomes searchable. It becomes indexed. It becomes much easier to find, and it becomes a resource you can send people to. So hopefully this is making sense. Let me look at it. Oh, we got to 60 people, did we? Ooh, I got so excited. Did we? I have 56 right now. Ooh. Did anybody else see 60? Let me know, because yeah, I definitely was not paying attention to that. Ooh. Okay, so let me know. Yes, Corey says yes. I need somebody besides Corey tell me that we had 60. So again, this is the price that we're giving, and the way you qualify for the price is you post your takeaways as I'm talking. So if something, you have an aha moment, it's like, ooh, that was super cool, this was interesting, or I didn't think about that, just post a hashtag takeaway and post your takeaway there. And okay, so yeah, we have confirmations. Perfect. We have 57 right now, so we're super close. Yeah, so we'll do this as soon as I wrap up. And Cinnamon says, takeaway, Google and search engines can index pages to make you and your content searchable. Perfect. And Corey says, such a great value always. So the answer is, let's even talk about Facebook Live, since I'm doing Facebook Live right now. I always get this question. So if I want to do a Facebook Live, where should I post it? And the answer is depending on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a Facebook Live that gives value to your group members, you do it in your group in the group. If this is a bonus for joining your group, you do it in your group. But you don't want to do Facebook Lives inside of your Facebook group if you want to be more visible. If your idea is like, I want to attract new leads, I want to attract new eyeballs, I want to have more reach, more visibility with people who don't know about me yet, don't do it in your Facebook group because it just defeats the purpose. Because it's going to be limited to people who are already in your Facebook group. And if your Facebook group is only 100 people or 1,000 people or 5,000 people, that means that's the most people who will ever be able to see your Facebook Live or to see your post. So if your goal is to be visible in general online, the best place to go is Facebook pages, even though they have horrible reach. Does that make sense? It's this kind of a um, another one contradictory thing, right? Because on one hand, this is the last place I would recommend anybody to post. On the other hand, it's the best place to post if you want to have more of a global visibility, and you want the visibility that keeps paying off week after week, months after months. So when we're talking about the visibility, if you want instant visibility, if you want, like, if you have a big announcement, like something is starting in 5 minutes, I would do a Facebook Live on my page, sorry, on my profile. So if I have a, let's say, webinar starting, I might do just a quick little, like just on my phone and say, hey, I'm about to start my webinar. If you haven't signed up yet, it's not too late. Here's the link. I'm starting in 15 minutes because it's going to give me the most of the bang for my buck in a very short period of time. That's going to be the video that more people will see. If I want to give value to my group members or to make my group more valuable, then I would do a training specifically in my Facebook group. So for example, my Visibility Kickstarter challenge is not going to be public because I want to reward people who join my challenge and who join my group. So all of our Visibility Kickstarter training will be happening inside my Facebook group. But if I want to create a training that positions me as an expert, that gives me visibility and helps me for weeks and days and months to come, I would do it on a business page. This is where I am right now. Let me know if this is making sense. I know there's a lot of there's a lot of information, but when it comes to visibility, you have to, like, do I want it now? Do I want it fast? Or do I want it more long term? And also with additional, like, you can run Facebook ads and you can run boosts if you want, if something is performing well. Um, okay, Colin says, it makes sense. I have been ignoring my business page because it's hardly ever shows up as any response, but I like the idea that it becomes a reference and it's searchable. And don't forget, you can share from there. So I would not be doing this video on my page if I couldn't share. And depending on how this goes, I might start a watch party and put it on my personal profile. I might start a watch party and put it in another group. So there's lots of ways to repurpose it. And here's another thing. If you do anything inside of your group, you cannot share it outside of your group. So if I did this training inside of the Facebook group, it will always be inside of the Facebook group. So the only other, like, work around that is actually download the video and then upload it again to maybe YouTube or create a podcast out of it. But that's more about repurposing. So if I do on a page, I can share anywhere. If I do it in a group, I can only share, like, it cannot be shared outside of the group by definition because groups are private. And whatever happens in a group stays in the group. So keep that in mind too, because if you do something super brilliant, the only way to share it with the world is actually get to the original video, download it, and upload it somewhere else. So that's another way. Yes. Natalie says, take away, post on your Facebook page, share on the personal page and your group. Great. Awesome. Can you also share the live replay and rebound on LinkedIn? So yeah, it's, again, we're going now across platforms, so you can share from Facebook to LinkedIn, but you can download the video. Like, I can download this video once it's done, and then I can repurpose it. I can put it on, like, if I have a podcast platform, I can put it there. I can put it on YouTube. I can do it on LinkedIn. I can put little snippets of it and put it on Instagram with the links to other. So that's more, we're talking now about content repurposing, but versus Facebook specifically. What's a watch party? Oh, great thing. Oh, and don't forget, remind me that I also wanted to share with you about stories, because that's another way to be more visible right now. So watch party is basically when this live video is over, you're gonna have a button, like I'm gonna have a button underneath it that says start a watch party, and I can click on it and say I'm gonna do watch party right here on this page or in my group or in my profile, and it will play it again in real time, just without me like doing it for reals. So for people who are, I don't think it's a really great name for it, but basically it's a replay. And what some people, how they use these watch parties is they post their watch party and say, and I'll still be there in the comments answering your questions. So it's sort of like a fake live. So I don't have to reteach this again, but I can still be there supporting and answering questions. And sometimes people start watch parties because they missed it and they want to invite other people to watch it at the same time. So there's several different ways to use a watch party, but any Facebook Live can later be watched again as a watch party. So that's what it is. What platform do I use for my lives? This is BeLive. So this is called BeLive, BeLive, BeLive.com. And stories. So the one really cool thing, and stories been around for a while. They've been even longer around in Instagram, but stories are those little thin things that show up on top of your news feed when you're first logging into Facebook. And the stories are they're called ephemeral content. Those are the things that show up only for 24 hours and then they're completely gone. So if you want more eyeballs on something that you want to announce, you can use stories, and you use them from your personal profile usually. So that's another reason to, like another place, if you have something to say, it shows up on the very top. Your friends will see it first, and they can click on it. So it's a little bit different interactivity. So you can do a lot more filters on it, but you can't necessarily interact and comment on it and engage. All of the engagement, all of the comments will go straight to the person messenger on stories, but stories is a good way to announce something that's happening. So like I'll probably post something in my stories in the next 24 hours saying that my Visibility Kickstarter challenge is starting. So I would create something in its vertical format, and then it will show up on the top of people's news feeds. So that's another place that you should not neglect if you want people to find out something, again, more short term, more like this is happening today, this is happening tomorrow, and then they disappear and nobody can find them. So it's like make it an announcement and then they're gone 24 hours later. And it will tell you who engaged, it will tell you who viewed it will tell you who liked your post, but it's not a place where you actually have conversations or build relationship. It's more like a quick announcement that Facebook puts right on top of the page. So that's another place if you want to be visible. Awesome. I'm glad I remembered. Yeah, Merdu takeaway stories show up for 24 hours on the very top, and friends see it first. Good way to announce it. Yes, perfect summary. All right, so let's do the takeaway giveaway. So how I'm going to do this, so we're giving away for being here and participating and engaging and sharing your takeaways. I'm going to gift this awesome tripod to one lucky person. The way you collect it is you email my team, ateam@businesssuccessedge.com. So A team stands for Alina's team, or A team at businesssuccessedge.com, and you just say, hey, I'm the winner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way up to the top, and I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to look. I'm going to look this way so I can't see it anywhere. And then I'm going to stop, and the first takeaway on the very top of that page, that's going to be our winner. So whoever put the hashtag, okay, cinnamon babies. Takeaway: boost only works if your post is performing well. Congratulations, you are our lucky winner of this cool, awesome, amazing mini tripod. And just reach out to my team and we'll make sure we get it shipped to you today or tomorrow. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you got some good value. I hope it gives you a little bit more clarity on the differences between pages, profiles, and groups, and where do you post to get the best type of visibility you want for your business. So perfect. I am going to scroll down just to make sure we don't have any other questions. Oh, there it is. I went so far up. Okay, great info today. Perfect. Thanks for great. Yes, take away so many. Thank you, Rebecca. Perfect. Awesome. Love it. So Thank you again. I hope to see you in the Visibility Kickstarter. Let me put this little scrolly thing on the bottom too so you can see it again, the link for it. We are going to start on June 1st. It's super fun, super... Oop, did it work? Nope, it did not work. Let me try this again. Okay. Show. There we go. So it's a 5 days free Visibility Kickstarter challenge. We're going to have daily prizes. We're going to have an amazing big grand prize. One of the pieces of the grand prize is you get to, part of it is going to be cash. Part of it is going to be time with me. So I get to talk to you about your specific visibility, your specific business. And part of it is going to be, I'm going to interview you in my Facebook group in front of 27,000 or even more people in my Facebook group. So you definitely want to participate. You definitely want to show up every day. And all we're talking about is how do you get more visible? How do you get more clarity on how to market yourself online and specifically on Facebook? How do you post? What kind of posts do you need to create to get the most visibility and get the most of engagement? And also, what is some of the fastest way to get that visibility and that reach really, really fast on Facebook? So I hope to see you there. businesssuccessedge.com/visibility-kickstarter if you have not signed up yet. And I'll be in touch with more trainings and more amazing ideas for how do you get more visible and get more clients from Facebook. Bye.